Supreme Peace. Welcome to Era of Supreme Peace.
Param Shanti, everyone.
Chetna ji, I want to begin today with a fact that astronomers themselves find uncomfortable. Every single galaxy that we have ever observed, everyone, appears to have a black hole sitting at its center. Not some, not most, all of them.
And science calls that the coincidence of the gravity.
Hmm. So science calls it a result. Something happened, matter collapsed, gravity won, end of story. But in Behad Gyan, given by Bapuji Dashat Bhai Patel, gives us a completely different sentence for the same event. He says the black hole is not a result at all. It is a decision.
Wow. So it is a result because before there was any black hole, before there was any ending, there was a moment when nothing existed. No sun, no planets, no lights, no day, no night, and no time.
Hmm. So the thing is, we can call it a decision, but the question is a decision made by whom? By the one being who was there before the star was lit, who stayed inside it for its entire lifetime, and who is still there when the light goes out. And we call him Shiv, the creator of the solar system. So today, yeah,
Please go ahead, Mona's.
yeah. So today we are saying that behind every black hole in the cosmos, there is a hand, and that hand has a name. That hand has a name. So let's begin, Chetna ji. Who is Shiv actually? The question is.
So today we go, who is she? That's
Hmm,
right.
hmm,
So Monaji, start with the zero. Like before this solar system or Brahman, what was there? You, as you
hmm,
mentioned.
mhm. So before we go anywhere near black holes, we have to fix something.
Hmm.
Because if one type, who is Shiva, into a search bar, I get a man with a trident, a snake around his neck, sitting on a mountain in the Himalayas, right? And that image is the single biggest obstacle to understanding this entire series. So let's clear it in the first 5 minutes. Bapuji is very precise about this. Shiv is not a body, Shiv is not a form. Shiv is not a human being who was born somewhere and became powerful. Shiv is a soul, a point of conscious light with no physical body of his own ever. So,
So
never that is.
Behad Gyan does not say that God made everything out of nothing.
Hmm. So that is the definition. Every other soul in existence takes a body, wears it out, drops it, takes another one. That cycle is what we call birth and death. Shiv is the one soul who does not enter that cycle. So
Hmm.
he is called the Abhokta, the one who does not take a body to experience through. So then, how is he the greatest? Now, the question is. He has no form, no hands, no weapons. What would
So
you like to?
practice.
Yeah. That is exactly the point where body consciousness trips us up. We measure greatness by size. We think bigger form equals bigger power. But look at what actually runs your body right now: a soul the size of a point. No arms, no weight, and it operates 100 trillion cells.
Wow,
Hmm.
so true. A tiny.
So, yeah, a tiny one. So the power is not in the size of the container. The power is in the charge held by the point. And the Shiv is the point with the highest charge in existence. Bapuji describes him as the Param Tattva, the supreme element, not a soul, but the supreme one. Always Satopradhan, always full, never depleted by birth, never dirtied by karma, never entangled in sanskars the way we are. So, what do you like to say about it? Who is Shiva, according to Bapuji?
So Shiva, as you explained, that it's a formless, and I
Mhm.
think somebody will ask that, okay, where does this formless live? So we have
Hmm.
to share that also. What Bapuji has shared, what is the address of this formless Shiv?
Yes, yes. So, the Paramdham, the supreme abode, the region beyond sound, beyond matter, beyond light as physics knows it. Bapuji calls it the sixth reason, the home of all souls before they ever came down here. It is not a location you fly to, it is a state of existence outside the field where matter operates. So, Chetnaji, when we say the journey home, we mean the journey back there to the supreme abode.
Hmm.
That is the whole point of this show. And here's the piece that connects it to today's topic. If supreme abode is where souls come from, then there has to be a road that leads back. So you are going to tell me the black hole is the road, Chetnaji?
A black hole is the road, yes, if it is based on the duration of Shiva. So if
Yes.
that road has to it's in between milestone of the black
Hmm,
hole, and then again it
hmm,
has to go
hmm,
further to get the
hmm.
power back, and
Yeah,
to feel the power.
yeah, yeah. So Bapuji says that black hole is the door and Shiv is the one standing at it. So next question is, what did the ancients actually see? People are going to
Okay.
ask this straight away. Does the old knowledge really talk about black holes? Or are we taking a modern discovery and reading it backwards into scriptures? So that is a fair challenge, and I like to answer it honestly. According to Bapuji Dashrat Bhai Patel's wisdom, the word black hole is from 1967. Nobody in ancient India was using that phrase. So you can ask, what were they using in ancient scriptures? They were describing the
Yeah, what
behavior.
terminology? Yeah,
Yeah, the
because
behavior, not the label. Yes, yeah, go ahead. Mm.
in segment 4 they always they mention that uh, there is a role of a Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar, right? So
Mm.
in that's mentioned in the scriptures. So
Mhm.
now, so we know that the what is the role and what is the behavior, but
Yes.
what they call it black hole in the scriptures is not mentioned.
Mm. This described a state where everything that exists is drawn back into a single point. And they called it pralay, dissolution.
Okay, that's the pralay.
Yeah. So they described the one who performs it and gave him a name that has nothing to do with anger or violence, Mahakal.
Hmm.
Maha means great, Kal means time, the great time, the one who ends time. So, and a black hole is in physics the one place in the known universe where time stops, where the equations for time literally break down at the center. So, we have a 4,000-year-old name for a being whose function is ending the time,
Wow.
and a 20th century object definitely whose defining whose defining properties time ends here. So it's not nothing, and I want to be careful not to overclaim either. Here is what I will say with confidence because Bapuji says it. The ancients were not doing astronomy, they were doing something else. They were receiving a description of how a Brahman or a solar system ends from the being who ends it. So,
I see. And it's
so
so much clearly defined and clearly mentioned as Bapuji explained. So that means,
yes,
Monaji, that scriptures are there, it's written over there. It's like nobody is able to predict it properly. It's like perceive it properly. And that's why
yes,
this knowledge remains in the book and it's not spreaded
mhm,
across. So
yes,
it is very important that we have to
mhm,
listen the videos like where who can perceive these scriptures well and then share the right wisdom in the
yes.
simple words
Simple
which
words
we are
so everybody
following.
can
Yes,
understand or at least
yes,
make sense to.
makes sense. Right.
So this is locked terminology. We can say, please do not substitute anything else. Brahmand means one solar system. One star with its planets is Mahabrahmand, means one
Mm,
galaxy.
mm.
And the Param Mahabrahman means the entire universe. So if you mix these up, the whole series will confuse you.
It's easy
So
to
the
get.
yeah, so uh, when the old texts say Shiv destroys the Brahman, they are not saying he destroys everything that exists. They are saying he ends one solar system.
Mm.
Ours is one of hundreds of billions, and the way that ending happens physically, observably, is a black hole. So we can
Wow.
say that black holes are not rare cosmic accidents. They are the standard closing procedure. And Chetnaji, there are estimated to be 100 million of them in
Wow.
Mahabrahmand, we can say in one galaxy. 100 million
Yes.
completed endings. This is not an accident rate, this is a process.
So, Monaji, it means like this is the procedure, as you mentioned so clearly in simple words, that it's nothing something different. So it has to be brought everybody's attention because it's a
Yes,
procedure. So it
it's a
has to be
process.
mentioned.
Yes, yes. So you don't have to be afraid, like black hole ending of everything.
Mhm.
So now the question is there a soul inside a black hole? What do you think?
Yes.
So yes,
Yes,
Bapuji's
it
answer
is.
is
It is
direct. Yes,
consciousness, Bapuji
yes.
says.
Yeah, yeah. And not a soul that fell in, a soul that runs it. So there is a big distinction. Think about your own body for a second.
Mhm.
When a doctor examines a corpse and a living person, the chemistry is nearly identical in the first minutes. Same
Mhm.
organs, same tissues, same elements. One is animated and one is not. So, what is missing? The consciousness is gone, the soul is gone.
Yeah.
So, the soul was not a part of the body, the soul was the operator of the body. Now,
Mm.
scale that up. A star is a body, a very large, very hot body of matter. And Bapuji says everybody of that scale also has an operator. And who's that operator? You know that. The Shiv. The Shiv of the solar system. Shiv is the name given by our ancient scriptures.
Yes.
So he enters at the birth of the star. We can say the living consciousness, the creator of the solar system. Shiv enters at the birth of the star. He sustains it through its entire lifetime, billions of years. And when its purpose is complete, he does not leave. He performs the final act from inside. And that final act is the collapse. The star doesn't fail, it is closed. And what remains at the center is not empty. Science calls it a singularity and admits the mathematics stops working there. Infinite density, zero volume, no known physics. A point with no size but total power.
So amazing.
A point with no size but total power. So, Chetnaji, that is the definition of a soul. That is exactly the definition Bapuji gives for soul, a point of conscious light, no dimensions, immense charge.
Hmm.
Physics arrived at the same description from the other direction and then said our equations break here. But according to Behad Gyan, the equations break because you have crossed out of the field of matter. You have reached the operator. And
Wow.
instruments made of matter cannot measure what is not matter.
So wonderful.
This is not a failure of science, it is a boundary of the tool.
That's true. Because
Yeah,
if
yeah,
Bapuji says in some videos that once when the science will get exposure with the supreme elements, then we will be able
yeah,
to reach and
yeah,
measure to that
yeah.
consciousness.
So true. Yeah, so one thing I want to ask on behalf of everyone listening, does that mean she is trapped in there? That sounds terrible, right?
I know.
But no. And this is important for your peace of mind. Nothing traps a soul. Gravity acts on mass. A soul has no
Hmm.
mass. So she was not held by the black hole. She was holding the black hole. He is there
Oh,
in complete detached observer state, doing the work. And when the work is finished, he withdraws, and we will cover exactly what happens at that moment in next episode, because that is where the black hole becomes something else entirely.
wow. This Monaji, this was wonderful information shared by
Yeah,
Bapuji.
yeah.
And it is in so much simple words. I think we should share with to everybody
Mm-hmm.
who wants to understand Shiv more, the
Mm. Mm.
about Shiv more, because it's a Shravan month, and many people like to know more about Shiv, the
Yes,
origin of
yes,
the Shiv,
yeah,
what it
yeah,
does, and what is black hole, what is the relation Shiv and black
yeah,
hole. These
yeah,
all things you have
yeah,
mentioned very nicely, very
yeah,
clearly with the simple words.
yes, yeah. So we will bring more knowledge from Bapuji Dashat
Darshan
Patel's
Patel,
guidance
yes.
and wisdom and directions and his Behad Gyan. So we will be
Mm.
back. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful
Thank you.
day.
Thank you
Supreme
so much.
peace.
Param Shanti.
Param Shanti.